Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. When I leaned into your energy, I got agitated as fuck, annoyed as fuck. I was out on a walk and I was like praying, calling in your energy. And within like a minute, I was like annoyed at the clothes I was wearing, annoyed at the way that they were touching my skin, annoyed that the wind was blowing so hard, annoyed that the wind was blowing so hard and it was making me like making the clothes on my skin touch me in a way that was like resistant. It was unnecessary, just like an unnecessary amount of irritation. And then I immediately came home and was like, I'm taking a nap, and your girl doesn't nap. So maybe you need a nap. I'm just letting you know there's going to be lots of aggression, lots of irritation, and I think you're going to have to like really work to manage that. We got lots to talk about. Go grab your shit. Come on. What's up, Scorpio? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Scorpio. Sun, moon, and rising for Aries season 2025, baby. Welcome to the real start of 2025. Happy Spring Equinox. And this is the sign of your sister. Some people say sister signs, or they call sister signs the axis. I believe that sister signs are the signs that share a ruling planet. You and Aries both share Mars. You are traditionally ruled by Pluto and Mars, right? And so, and I go by traditional astrology. So, Mars is still in fall in Cancer. He does not like being there. Granted, he's out of retrograde, and depending on when you see this, may still be in post-retrograde shadow phase, but he's inching his way closer to Leo, which is the fire sign, and he wants to be in fire, not in water. And so there could just be lots of steam, fire and water. You just may be steamy, you just may be agitated. And I just saw 111 on the clock, and there's a attitude reset. I just feel like there's something about you resetting your attitude or checking yourself before you wreck yourself. There's this like hairpin trigger is what I hear. That's how it feels, where it's just like, super easily triggered, super confirmation burp. You just may be real testy. You know what I mean? And that testiness, if you don't do something with it, can bleed out on other people and really fuck with your relationships, So don't do that. What your ass needs to do is go to the gym or work out. Whatever it is that you do, you need to move your body. You are co-ruled by Mars. Mars requires action. There is something about like, you've got to harness, okay? Harness, that's the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer energy. Your ruling planet Mars is action, drive, motivation, and so it's movement. And so there's something there around like, you need a new outlet for your irritation. You can't just be, cussing everybody out or being like, spare us, miss me with the attitude. I'm really, really glad that I took a nap. I never take naps. It's been maybe 2 years since I've taken a fucking nap. Like, maybe even longer. Your girl doesn't take naps. I'm an Aries. I don't need to take fucking naps. But when I was in your energy this season, it was just like, bruh, I'm shutting it down. Mask on. It was like 3 o'clock. Like, I just took a 40-minute it was 20-minute nap. I set my timer for 20 minutes. And then I was like, when it went off, I was like, I haven't even been asleep. I've been in bed praying. Redo. And then my Aura ring told me that I got like 40 minutes of sleep and only it was like 10 minutes of deep sleep. And I was like, I don't even believe it. I don't remember. I don't feel like I fell asleep. But it reset my mood. I got up. I ate a good meal. Now I'm doing your reading. I'm going to work out after this. And I think that there's something there around adjusting your routine. Like, routine can be a bit of a 4-letter word for water signs. And so I feel like there's something here around you establishing a routine that's going to give your body the nutritional input it needs so it can give you the energetic output that you're asking of it. and part of that routine has to be fitness, has to be movement. Know that in addition to movement, some kind of like physical activity, you need a creative outlet. Like, I don't care if you're scrapbooking or, making collages or getting high in finger painting, whatever it is, you need physical activity and you need a creative outlet. Please do yourself and everyone around you a favor. All right, hydrate, light it if you need it. You probably need it. Oh, I forgot I put a fuck ton of vitamin C and apple cider vinegar in there. So hydrate while I clear out any funky ass energy. Welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025. Your sister sign. Yes. And I actually wore this tie. I've been trying to do a tie-dye for every zodiac sign, and I wore this one for Aries, I believe. But that's your sister sign, so y'all can share shirts. All right. Breathe, relax, hydrate. As we welcome in the most useful. Oh. Okay, I'm seeing it reverse, so I'm going to honor that. First card out to be clarified on the selenite throne for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Aries season 2025 is the Star reversed. So, like I said, you're coming in there. I felt this kind of like, the Star reverse can be like hopelessness or feeling helpless or feeling like you're so far from your dreams or so far from accomplishment. A lack of surrender, issues around healing, stubbornness around being guided or being led somewhere. There could just be like things that you're wishing for that haven't come true yet. But I feel like ultimately this is about you guys need a healing and you're trying to look to the universe to give it to you when you got to give it to yourself. That full moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo is stepping on everybody's neck. And there's something there around like your responsibility for your healing. Some of you, there could be something around like, I've been wishing and hoping and praying for this and it hasn't come to fruition yet, or it hasn't happened yet. Hold on. Get your routine, get your structure set in place first. There's something about making sure you're doing your part. There could be someone with Aquarius placements, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements that things may feel a little turned around, or you may be feeling a little helpless around that connection. Just wait. These retrogrades are revealing a lot, are making us reevaluate everything. It's okay. We are officially in eclipse season, in retrograde season. And we're starting a whole new cycle. The sun is starting a whole new cycle. Life is starting a whole new cycle in Aries. And so I feel like also there's a lot about like guidance from your shadow, or things being like backlit, or you receiving insight in a very backwards way, or it's almost like the light is coming from below, not coming from above in some sort of way. I hope that makes sense. Like metaphorically, like the insight, the light, the revelation, the aha moments are coming from the underbelly, are coming from the depths, are coming from the subconscious, versus the conscious. I also feel like don't be stubborn about taking advice or guidance. I hope whoever is crotch watching for a Scorpio, like, I feel like they're being hella hard-headed. You may be trying to pour into them and they may be like, trying to be hyper independent. or they just may feel, they may be a bit backed off because their dreams, their wishes are being reconfigured. I also feel like there could be some shakeups with your friend group, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pluto is in Aquarius, and Aquarius governs hope, wishes, friends, and friends in higher places. And so I feel like some of you, there could be some reconfiguring around the company that you're keeping. And I feel like make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that make you, that uplift you, that encourage you, that love you, that you can be your whole self around. That feels really important. I also think for a lot of you, the dream is changing. What you want is changing. The Two of Cups. There could be some disappointment around your romantic relationships, or there could be like you're trying there, whatever issues are in your romantic relationships or friendships, familial relationships, whatever it is, whatever issues you're facing when it comes to relating to other people, don't slather your hopelessness all over it. Or there could be something around like the healing that's needed in those relationships. You're not taking the advice, or you're like looking to yourself or trying to do it on your own. And I feel like you need other people, or you may need a guidance counselor, or you may need someone to assist you. Don't try to do everything by yourself. Welcome to being ruled by Mars. But the Two of Cups, I also feel like you do the healing for yourself, and then all of a sudden this deep love comes in. It may involve somebody with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Leo placements. I feel like there is this entwining or a deepening that's happening, an expansion of the heart. And where it's like where you felt there was hopeless energy, other people are going to bring that hope and that connection and that sweetness and that replenishment. So let other people in, fucker. Like, let people help you. I just saw 11:01 on the clock. Like, the things that you're wishing for, they're wishing for you too. They're trying to come closer to you. So be careful about your mindset. I told you guys, like with the transition from Pluto in Capricorn to Pluto in Aquarius, you guys' job is to allow yourself to hope again, to believe that there are things to hope for, to keep wishing, to remain or strive for optimism again. After, 15 years of you kind of getting your ass handed to you, I think that's a tall order. A lot of you may feel like it's just, it's easier or it's more accurate to be pessimistic. But if you're just always waiting for the other shoe to drop, it most certainly will, and it will happen at the most inconvenient time. And so I feel like the assignment for Aries season is regaining hope. Allowing yourself to dream bigger, allowing yourself to lean deeper into your desire. You are the sign of I desire. You got to let yourself desire shit. You got to let yourself desire shit so you can attract it to you, so you can have it. Hello, Taurus energy, your shadow. Taurus is I have. Scorpio is I desire. So there's something about owning your wanting. Center of the reading is the Tower. There's Mars. I told you some of y'all's funky ass energy is gonna, stir some shit up. And I feel like if you're ignoring your mental health, if you're ignoring your inner voice, if you're ignoring the sleep that you need or whatever nutrition or physical activity that your body needs, there can be lots of sudden shakeups. It's interesting, again, that Aquarius is represented, that lightning, that Uranus governs lightning, and Uranus rules Aquarius. And the Aquarius card is the star. And so I do feel like there's this, like, suddenly the old knowing, the old mindset is getting, like, purged or getting knocked off. Mars does enter into Leo on April 18th. And so I do feel like suddenly, boom, a burst of energy. But it's really, really important that you tend to any heartbreak or disappointment, that you tend to any grudges that you're holding, that you let go of the past, that you're not like focused on the past or focused on like, oh, the future is going to be like this because this is what the past was like. Like you can't base the present off the past. You can't base the future off the past. That's not fair to yourself. It's not fair to the people that are trying to come into your life. Some of you know you need therapy. Or some of you are in therapy and you aren't taking it as deep as you need to. I also feel like some of you, whatever, like you may be working on a project, or there could be something where you're like, oh, let's just DIY this. Don't. Especially if it's like a house project or it's something that's like out of your, area of expertise. Please just hire an expert. Don't skimp don't try to buy cheap labor either. Like pay to have it done the right way the first time. With the Three of Pentacles reversed, I also feel like suddenly we got to reevaluate the blueprint. We got to look at, what our plan of life is. Like it's time to reevaluate all of this stuff. Mars retrograde in Cancer, I feel like has really put in the forefront of your field of vision what needs to change. Final card, final message, please, for Scorpio. Thank you. And then we have the Empress reversed. Your shadow, Taurus. You got to take care of yourself, babe. With the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this is about, hey, it's time to be forthright and honest and address any anxiety or depression, and not just address it as in acknowledging it. Like it's time to do something about this. Action is required. And I don't necessarily think it's medication that you need. I think you need movement. I think you need nature. I think you need to get out in the world. I think you need quality alone time. When was your last me time session? When was the last time you just went out and had like a spa day? When was the last time that you like really prioritized taking care of yourself? When was the last time that you were alone? Do you ever get alone time? There also could be some issues, some mother wounds coming up, and that makes sense with Mars and Cancer. There could be some arguments with the mother. There could be some stuff that, for those of you that are in therapy, you need to go ahead and start talking about the mother wounds. You need to go deep into what that bitch did to you, or what the example that she showed. For some of you, if you aren't in therapy, you need to start to go to therapy around the mother wounds. There also could be stuff around like feeling guilty about miscarriages or abortions or womb wounds, like wounds of the womb. And with the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, she is the embodiment of the transmutation process of pain into power. The Queen of Swords transmutes trauma into triumph, wounds into wisdom, pain into power. And there's something there around using your words to clarify stuff. Be sure to check out that, Be sure to check out that Aries season astrology video. That has all the important astrological transit dates that you need to know about. It's not a tarot reading, it's just astrology. And I'm also going to clarify all of these cards over on Patreon, in the Patreon plunge. There's all kinds of astrological content over there. There's a tier for daily readings. Come join my ethical cult, darling. There's no Kool-Aid. Just vitamin C and apple cider vinegar water. Hydrate. For free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything. TikTok at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. Over there you can book a personal reading with me. All the links are in the description box below. So let me zoom out. There are 3 major arcana out. This season is going to be impactful. The season's going to be a doozy for some of you. And that doesn't necessarily mean negative, like a negative. I don't want you to add this like pejorative connotation to a doozy. I just think that this is an important season. This is the season of the self. And with Mars at the center of the reading, with the Tower at the center of the reading, like the old you, an old version of you is getting like laid to rest or is getting really shaken up. It's funny because you guys are the Judgment card, and I always feel like the Judgment card and the Tower are connected. When we ignore the trumpet of truth that's sounding in our lives, when we ignore the writing on the wall, we welcome in a necessary chaos that will get our attention and get our asses in line. And so I feel like when you ignore judgment, you welcome in the tower. And the tower is not anything to fear. This is just an opportunity for self-mastery. But you got to figure out, what figure do you identify? Do you feel like you're the structure that's falling apart? Are you, are there issues in a couple? Interesting. I will say this imagery is interesting, where they're together here and then falling apart. So some of you may have, I feel like some pretty, those of you who are in a relationship may have some like knockdown, drag out fights, or there could be some big aha moments around things that need to change. Those of you that own a home together, I feel like there is something there around like the structure, foundational issues, which is why I'm like, call a fucking professional. Don't try to like DIY some shit in your house by yourself. With the tower coming out though, there is something here about like something that you've built. The structure of it is unsound. The foundation of something is structurally unsound. This may involve work. This may involve your love relationships. There may be somebody else with Aries or Scorpio placements that you're having some pretty big knockdown, drag out fights with. This could be a brother, a sister, a lover, a coworker. There could just be like, we were close or we're having a big fight. But I feel like a lot gets revealed around the arguments or the fights that happen. But I do feel like Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising, some of you are fed up with something or someone. And I'm going to show you a little bit of the plunge, but you got to talk about it. And I feel like the root of this may involve siblings, or this may involve something about your childhood. There could be bouts of nostalgia that come up. I feel like when you finally get to talking, when you finally get to journaling or writing or expressing yourself, you're going to start to see the tethers to your childhood. You're going to start to see how all of this is connected to your psychocybernetic settings. You're going to start to see how your childhood, how your relationship to your mother, some of you may be like, damn, I sound like my mom, or damn, I sound like that parent, or I sound like that aunt, or you could just see like the red thread that has tied you to like some of the pain that you're finally expressing. I also feel like your relationship to your duties is changing. Duty. There's something, I'm a child. There's something there around two cards here with clouds. So I do feel like there could be just some cloudiness. There could be some confusion that needs to be cleared up, and the confusion only gets cleared up by way of conversing. You have to use your words. You have to express yourself. There may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that I do feel like is playing a big role in this season for you. This is both of these cards are Aquarian energy. And so and Pluto is in Aquarius. And so I feel like Pluto is already percolating, like tinkering, initiating, preparing for the cosmic surgery it's doing on your mind, your psyche, your heart, your soul, your body. And you're going to have to use your words, baby. I'm ready to clarify these cards. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit and give you a little tea that I'm seeing. Okay, for those of you who are wishing for something specific in a relationship, I don't think you get your way. I think that there's something here about like revealing like what it is that you want. You finally being honest, or you finally realizing what it is that you want, is going to reveal a truth or a trauma between you and a partner. I also feel like those of you who are, if you're connected to or dating or relating or friends with someone with Aquarius placements, I do feel like there's a lot to say, there's a lot to learn from this person. That person with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements loves the fuck out of you, is like ready to entwine. Stop badgering them. Stop, like, don't let nobody should be your fucking punching bag. So I will say that. This person with Aries placements in your life, I feel like will pop the fuck off. Granted, you will go below the belt before, sooner than they do, faster than they do. But I feel like the Aries or the Aries or the Scorpio that you're dealing with, I feel like will fucking take it there. And so, if you ain't got nothing to say, nothing nice to say, don't say shit. Because I do feel like you could like verbally get your ass handed to you, and then you're tempted to go deeper. It's like when they go low, we go high. I feel like Scorpio this season, they're like, oh, that bitch went low, watch me go lower. That's not the proper response. The person with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, I feel like is not themselves. There could be lots of issues as far. I'm seeing stuff here with the structure, like the structure of your life, the structure of your job, the structure of your day-to-day life has to be like restructured. It has to be like a new foundation has to be laid. And for you guys, I feel like the closer we get to Taurus season, you're going to start to see the holes in your self-worth. The lack of discipline, the lack of structure is revealing a worthiness issue. Some of you are really struggling with eating. Some of you are really, really struggling with physical ailments. And that's because there are repressed emotions that need to be addressed. Please do the deep shadow work. Because next season, Taurus season, is your shadow season. And you need to be biffles with your fucking shadow, Scorpio. I also feel like there's something about like an ex-wife or an ex-husband or something of that nature. There could be like, some of you may find out like your mom is sick, or your ex-spouse is sick, or your ex-mother-in-law, or they're like sick or mean, or there's a wound there that still hasn't been repaired and you need to talk about it. All of this boils down to a worthiness issue, Scorpio, and you are so fucking worthy. But you have to believe that. And you have to believe that validation of your worth can't come from some external source. It has to come from within for it to be authentic and for it to stick. Because I think your standards need to raise big time. And your standards for yourself come from within. Not from what you're experiencing from other people, because you're experiencing this shit from other people because it's magnetized to your frequency. So whatever shittiness that you're experiencing, it's like, okay, what frequency am I on right now? What's going on that I'm drawing this in? What do I need to learn? What do I need to heal from this? Don't make it other people's problem. But also don't wallow in blame. This is a time or season to get proactive. Okay, these are my issues, and this is what I'm going to implement to address said issues, period. Not I'm this and I'm that, and you verbalizing all these limitations and getting dramatic. Save that for when fucking Mars is in Leo. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, boo. Let's go clarify these cards. I'll see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/JustJEverything. Come on, let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.